Another winter storm hit the country yesterday. It dropped some big time snow totals in the south. But I got news for you guys. Got a long January ahead of us. We got more cold and another storm I'm watching late next week that could bring more heavy snow. All that in today's video starting now. Taking a look at the snow totals we had from this winter storm that moved through, our big bullseye in here was just like we projected in southern Oklahoma and central and northern Arkansas, where in some spots we had over a foot of snow fall. Now for a lot of the event, Dallas was in rain, but just north of Dallas, they got around 5.5 inches. Further off to the east in Tennessee, the reports are still coming in, but it looks like a pretty good snow event of a couple of inches, generally 2 to 4, maybe even 5 inches in some spots. Big surprise was down here in Atlanta at the beginning of yesterday, they had up to 4 to 5 inches of snow that fell in the morning, which was a big problem for the Friday morning commute. Basically shut the whole city down. Meanwhile, you had people like Edgar O'Neill enjoying the snow. And we even had storm chaser Brandon Kopic on a dinosaur sledding down a hill. Are you kidding me? That's awesome. That looks so fun. Look at him. He's killing it. Looking ahead, the Climate Prediction Center just issued this slight risk of getting some heavy snow between 118 and 120. So that's the end of next week. The Climate Prediction Center is outlining this area to possibly get some heavy snow. And here's why. If we take a look at the upper level pattern, you'll notice here's this ridge of high pressure that we talked about in previous videos. This ridge is what helps steer our winter storm into the south and give us all of that snow. Now notice as we go throughout this week, our ridge is slowly going to start sliding to the east, and then watch this, it's going to rebuild out west. So off the Pacific coast, you have another ridge of high pressure that develops. And now downstream, check this out, another storm system is going to get steered down with that flow, dig into the south, and then start pushing towards the east just like last week. Watch these lower heights make their way to the east. This is the type of signal that we look for if we're hoping for snow somewhere in the eastern part of the country. In this pattern, you'll have a low that'll form up here in Canada that'll swoop down, move off the Rockies, and then take some sort of track like this. Could be a nor'easter. It also could be a snowstorm for the south like we just saw. It also could be a snowstorm for the Ohio Valley. All three of those scenarios are at play right now. That's right, we got another storm to track. Hopefully some more snow. This time if Ohio doesn't get a big time storm, oh, you don't even want to know. I'm about to go WWE on Mother Nature. We interrupt this video to remind you to smash the subscribe button and smash the like button. That helps all of us here at the Storm From Freaks out tremendously. Let's go back to our video. So now getting a little bit more granular about this winter storm and when it could possibly take place. Let's just look at the week ahead. So this is our winter storm that just moved through. It's going to move off the coast. Once it does so, it's going to be replaced by relatively quiet conditions across the United States. We might see a clipper system that gives a little bit of snow to Michigan, say Wisconsin, maybe even Ohio, maybe a little bit of rain in the south and Alabama, Mississippi, and Georgia with another system pushing through Florida. Else than that, our week is going to be quiet. As you'll notice, a pretty strong high pressure is going to sit over a lot of the country, cause some very cold air to work its way into the country, and that high pressure will keep things very calm until late next week. Now, this is the Euro model, and the Euro model has our storm moving off the Rockies here and dig its way further to the south. Notice that snow on the north and rain on the south. This looks almost identical to the system we just had, but I think with this storm, there is the potential for it to cut a little bit more to the north, and then the Euro has this storm moving, cutting up almost through the Ohio Valley, being a problem for places like Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, and then the interior portions of the Northeast. Guys, this is our 200, so we got a long ways to go. This just shows you the potential of another winter storm that could affect the Ohio and Tennessee valleys, the Northeast as well. Notice how the GFS also has a similar looking storm. A low moves off the Rockies and then moves into the Ohio Valley and brings another wintry mess to the eastern United States. And the GFS has this being a big problem from the Northeast too. We could be talking about the potential for a nor'easter. Now the timing on this, once again, this is late next week. So we're talking Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Generally January 18th through the 20th. But once again, we are a long way out. This will almost certainly change. We're going to see plenty of flip-flops, but guys, snow lovers and model watchers, this is another opportunity for another winter storm in what has been a very active January. Bring on the snow. Do you want to build a snowman? Yes, I think I do. If we don't get enough snow in Columbus, I think I'm going to move. So on top of the snow, we're also going to have very cold temperatures persisting for much of January. This is the 8 to 14 day temperature outlook. It has a huge swath of below average temperatures. Basically, the entire country, except for Florida, is going to be below average. The frigid January of 2025 continues. Tell you what, Burlington Coat Factory is probably doing great right now. They're selling a lot of coats.
Get your high quality coats here. Come into Burlington. We're having a big sale.
So how cold is it going to get? Notice at the beginning of this frame, we have this Canadian cold air. Watch as we go in the future. Notice how it gets pulled down in the continental United States. It makes its way into Wisconsin, even into the Ohio Valley, Ohio and Indiana. I'm going to pause it right here. This is the middle of next week. Anywhere you see these blue and teal colors right here and here in the Ohio Valley, those are temperatures below 0 Fahrenheit. That is downright freezing. And that doesn't even take into account the possible wind chills. And look at this, the polar vortex reloads and makes its way even further south by the end of next weekend. These cold temperatures are here to stay for the foreseeable future. Now we know how John Snowcat feels, who's still at the top of the ice wall. Now I want to quickly talk about the fire conditions out in California. And I just want to say my heart and prayers go out to all of you out there. I cannot even imagine what you have gone through. I will be thinking and praying for you, and anyone that's watching this, please keep those folks in their prayers because they have just went through a catastrophic, cataclysmic event. Whole neighborhoods have been wiped out. No, California, this storm cat is behind you. What you're looking for when you're forecasting fires is generally dry and windy conditions. And we know California is going to stay dry. Over the weekend, the wind shouldn't be too bad and they will be pretty calm to start the week. But by the time we hit midweek, say about Tuesday into Wednesday, they shouldn't be as strong as the previous ones. But by the middle of next week, we could get some elevated fire conditions. Then watch as we go into next weekend, those winds die down in a big way Thursday into Friday, which will really help those firefighters fight any fires that are still ongoing. Now, the Storm Predictions Center does put out a fire weather outlook, and for Friday, they've got a critical risk down here south of LA with an elevated risk generally surrounding LA. Saturday, once again, they have an elevated risk in the same area with that critical risk a little bit further to the north. Going into Sunday, kind of more of the same. But then finally, Monday, it looks like things will calm down. We only have an elevated risk here rather than a critical. Once again, all the people of California know that this storm cat's with you. I'll be thinking and praying for you, and everyone who's watching this video, do the same. May God bless all of you out there in California. All right, guys, that's all I got for you today. I hope all of you have a wonderful weekend. I'm going to keep my eyes locked in on that potential winter storm. In my next video, I'm going to be covering more specifics on it, so stay tuned. Also, check out my t-shirt. Single? No. Taken? No. Meteorologist? Yes. Woohoo! This is Stormcat 5, and I'll see you on the next one.